In the first fight of the night, we do have Nazim Sadykhov taking on Ahmad, Suhail, Hassanzada, and I am really looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a pretty good one. If you guys wanted to know, Nazim Sadykhov is 5'10". It's not listed on Tapology, but I do believe he will be a little bit shorter than Ahmad in this one here. But Nazim Sadykhov, he is the pick. I think he's got a pretty clear striking advantage in this one here. He's also a very powerful puncher, and he does like to throw a lot of output. Now, Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada, he's a good striker himself, but I feel like he does a lot of his best work on the match. You know, he does a lot of best work when the fight is on the ground and he is grappling, which is interesting because a lot of his previous opponents have been trying to take him down, and he's ended up being on his back for quite a considerable amount of time in quite a few of his recent matchups. But he did end up winning by a guillotine choke 13 seconds into the first round against a guy that was 2-0, and then he choked out another guy that was 2-0. Beat James Wilson by decision on LFA, which is a pretty respectable promotion, and I feel like that's probably where he got his name put out there. But there's actually a chance that maybe Nazim Sadykhov has another winner on his record, because it's an unknown result against a guy that was 0-2, and I think it's pretty fair to assume that he potentially did beat that guy. But we'll move on from that. We forget about that. We'll start talking about Nazim Sadykhov, as he is the pick. I'm pretty excited about this guy. I think he's a really good striker. I think he's got pretty good boxing. He does hit really hard, especially with the hands, and he is a very strong guy. If it comes into the clinch, I do think that Nazim Sadykhov will probably be the stronger guy, and he does have really good takedown defense. So if Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada does look to go for takedowns, I think Sadykhov is going to be able to defend them. Now, Sadykhov, what he can do is throw up a lot of spinning stuff. He can throw up a lot of spinning kicks, and that can somewhat end up putting him in some sort of trouble. Like maybe Sadykhov will throw a spinning kick, and Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada will be able to capitalize on that and maybe get a takedown off it, or end up on top or something. But Sadykhov is a pretty exciting fighter. He does throw a lot of spinning kicks, but they're somewhat not refined, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he does his best work when he's kind of sticking to the basics and sticking to the fundamentals, but you can expect some spinning kicks in the Sadykhov arsenal, which would be cool. Potentially a spinning kick KO. I mean, that's like a guaranteed contract at this point, surely. But yeah, what I like about Hassanzada is he is a submission threat, so if the fight does go to the ground, he does have a very wide array of submissions to win the fight from. He's got 4 wins by submission. I believe he's got 3 wins by KO. From my understanding, Sadykhov has got, where are my notes here? Sorry, it's on a different monitor above me. He's got 4 wins by KO, 1 win by submission. But I think Sadykhov's going to win the fight. I think he's going to keep it on the feet. I don't think Sadykhov is going to be looking for takedowns, but if Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada does look for the takedown, we've seen Sadykhov defend takedowns against some pretty good levels of competition. He recently did beat a guy that was 6-4 at Fury FC. Beat a debuting guy, which is what it is, 2-0, 3-2, 0-0 again. But at that time he was 1-1 in his career. But what we have seen is Sadykhov, I guess you could say he probably has been taking on the not as great competition. I mean, Ahmad Suhail Hassanzada is on a 3-fight win streak over undefeated guys. But yeah, I do think Nazim Sadykhov's going to win the one. I think he's going to keep the fight on the feet. He's going to find a KO, especially with the boxing. I like his heavy hands as well. I like his KO power. Suhail Hassanzada, 110%, does have an opportunity to win this fight. I think if he goes to his grappling, which he does have pretty good grappling, but Sadykhov's got good takedown defense, would potentially stifle that. Hassanzada, though, got off his back. If Sadykhov does look to go for a takedown, which I don't think he will, Hassanzada throws up a lot of elbows, a lot of submission attempts as well. Just kind of thought I'd throw that up there, but I will be going with Sadykhov. I'm going to be going with a KO here. I do think he's going to find it. It's Dana White's Contender Series. Anything can happen. Maybe Sadykhov puts Hassanzada down, and then he goes for a finish, and then Hassanzada locks up like an armbar or some sort of triangle or something like that. But I think we see Sadykhov find the KO in this one here. He's a very powerful striker at 28 years old. If he wants to make something happen, if he wants to make a big run in the UFC, around now is probably the time to get it going. So give me Sadykhov to win this one here. Hassanzada is no walk in the park, but I think Sadykhov should win.